Ba-da-dee. Ba-da-da-da-da-da. Da-da-dee-dee. Da-dee. I think you can probably hear. I do have a flop for me. I do have a flop for me. So, yes, I have a fluffy research assistant down there. Happily wandering around, going, woohoo! But he is very happy because he's got his dinner. So he's going to be mainly mainly chewing, chomping away. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I love that one. Ah, yes. You have literally just had your dinner and you're already going, Papa, I'm cute, feed me biscuits. No. No. Right then. I always have to remember at the beginning of these things. Check for my troops. Your Papa is a soft touch. Do you understand this? Your Papa is a soft touch. And also, I'm starting to think you only come down here because I have the good biscuits. And everyone else gives you the diet biscuits and I give you the good biscuits. But you've got to make sure your mummy doesn't find out. Okay? Mummy never finds out because otherwise Papa's life would be terrible. Alright? Good boy. So, hello everyone. How are you all doing? I'm hoping this is live, and I'm hoping this is working. And I've got it all set up so it should be working. Ooh. You never know. You never know. Oh, right. Now, where are my troops? I'm currently at war with them, and I have a fairly decent army being put together here. I have no money to build any more troops, but I have a fairly decent army being put together here. I'm also, if I remember correctly, at war with them, but I have a fairly decent army coming together again here. I'm at peace with the Americans, which is nice, and they're my protectorate. Peace with the Americans, they do have Philadelphia, which I don't like, but I don't want to be in a war with both of them and the Iroquois at the moment. If I can take out the Iroquois Confederacy, who seem to be pretty much concentrated in this area, so if I can take them out using one of my armies, then I then should have enough mass and be able to mass an army here and an army here, so I can attack both Philadelphia and Niagara at the same time, and therefore roll down the United States. Especially if I manage to put an army together in this area, so that I can go, I can attack this region as well. Ooh, and of course there's this. Oh, this one's just crying out for a little visit from the troops I have up here, aren't they? Well, they're not really the greatest troops in the world, but I can probably recruit some Hessian Light Infantry, and that can make all the difference. Could definitely recruit some more decent troops up here, and oh, looks like I need some more troops up there. Looks like I could do with, well, that's fine. I need to upgrade that fur market. I need to build that better, but yeah, I can do. I need to invest some money up here in the Northern Territories. I don't have anywhere in India, and Europe. I'm at war with the French, which is the normal state of affairs. I'm at war with the Spanish, which is again the normal state of affairs. I'm not at war with Sweden, and not at war with Prussia anymore. That is good. That is good. As for my armies in Europe, they are terrible, but I do now have a navy in Europe, which is currently being built up, so I can go and attack them. And naval recruitment, I can now build third rates. Oh, that's a good thing. Okay, I can build a decent navy now and go and take out this force. Because if I turn up with some third rates, that will fall apart. Alright, alright. So, how's my finances looking? Not as bad as they have been. Taxes are on auto-management, yes, but that's because, frankly, if I leave them on auto-management, then it doesn't tend to... It tends to deal with it if I forget about it. That's my problem. I tend to have to leave it to extent on auto-management so that even if I forget, it still gets dealt with. National summary, income... What are you up to? Before anyone wonders who I'm talking to occasionally in the room. Do you want to say hello to everyone? You just want to wag and try and get more biscuits. Well, if you say hello to them, they might make you give you biscuits, although I think there's anyone actually there watching. There are some of you watching. Hello. Hello, listen. Hello, Yara. Or about Yara. Happy get. So this is why I have this t-shirt. Because I do have one of the original Poodle Avengers. Good boy. You are cute. Insane, but you are cute. Oh. No. That's just a no. You're cute, but no. No! How you doing, Leslie? You are cute. Yes, but no, because I get told off. You're supposed to be having... Give assistance biscuit. If people are going to keep... I think he does. I think he reads the chat and goes, yeah, you'll all back me up in getting a biscuit. You're all nice people. He prefers you to me. This is going to become a problem for me at some point. Oh yeah, he's taken that army into there, which is problematic, but not actually as bad as it could be. Because I have a fair number of troops around, so I can take you guys to there.
Forward for crown and
Ready
country!
and waiting for orders.
You guys to there.
More orders.
Make ready! March!
You to
Men!
there.
Forward!
You
Easy prey!
right then. Let's fight it, shall we? Ooh. Good luck, Leslian. That's... Well, I hope your dad's okay. But then you're driving back to... You've got a tough day. You've got a very tough day. There is nothing in that which is going to be easy, so good luck. Yeah, well... That's sort of... My dad and all those things, all those have... Yeah, it's an easy drive, but it's a long drive. From last time I did it. Last time I did sort of drove through that area. Alright then, let's form you guys into a group where I don't have to worry about you much, but you hold on my flanks. So one of my flanks will look really weak, and will actually turn out to contain a whole load of interesting troops. So these troops aren't the best troops in the world, but in here, given surprise, they could actually be fairly decent. Cavalry here are fairly strong. I'm supposed to be on the offensive. So if I take too strong a defense position, then the urge is going to be to hold it. Also, that position looks strong because it's high, but actually isn't as strong because you can't arraign your forces. Again, down here is much the same, whereas here, you notice I am just slightly behind a dip, which should make it more difficult for artillery to focus in on me at longer range. So theoretically it should go. Hello, Gasman 14. Yeah, I'm having a good day. Listen, you are a driving machine. Right then, let's end the deployment and hope that something good comes of it. Where are they positioned? They haven't taken the bait massively off my weak flank. But they've done more than I thought they would. They're pushing... They now seem to have decided that my weak flank is a massive deception, and therefore they must run everything the opposite direction, which could be really useful for me in a different scenario. Okay, this is going to be fun. You're running all the way up there. That's lovely for you, but I'm not really worried about that. Their artillery is trying to hone in on the general. They're obviously not Napoleon and Wellington, who are skewed from firing at each other all day at Waterloo. I like them. That cost you one of your key mobility units and hasn't really affected me a jot. Okay. Don't go chasing anyone. I don't need you to go chasing. I need you to be sensible now, people. Well, you lost one of your key maneuver assets. What are you going to do now? You guys just stand there and hold position for the moment as they advance. Let's see what they're going to do. You change the canister. Right then, I think it's time for you to make yourselves known and come to here. Toots quick, and you can be supported by you. Ready to melee. Mounted Tribal Auxiliary, would you mind doing me a small favour and pushing out to this position? I'd prefer it if you went round. Cavalry. Go and engage their artillery quickly. The word you were looking for was mad as a hatter. No, I was truthful. It's very, very. If you're doing that much driving, you are a driving machine. And I used to do a lot more driving than I do now. Of course, COVID basically took a lot of that out. Stopped everyone going around. So I'm still having to get back into the habit. But yeah. Don't stand off with those sort of people. Go take them out. I forgot to put you in melee mode. Where's the general? I think I killed him earlier. Ooh, there are some warrior societies running across in front of things. This was not a good fight for you, Iroquois, to pick. I can see why you picked it, but it wasn't a good fight for you to pick. Medicine man. Rangers, you are gonna have to deal with the medicine men. The enemy general's dead. I like to hear that. That does tend to help things. Rangers, keep those medicine men away from my cavalry. I have absolute faith in your two's abilities to deal with that. No, cavalry, dance away. I don't like the medicine men getting within range. They tend to be nasty for cavalry units. Move. Let's see if I can lead them back into that infantry, which will take it. That was basically going to wipe them out. Oh, the infantry are doing that from behind. That's fine. Okay, I need to keep this general alive. I am not trying to take over the world per se. Just the world online. I see that. Just the world. And the Iroquois, in their defense, or rather in my defense, they attacked me. Okay? They declared war on me. It wasn't me who started this war, but I will finish it. I know. You want patting. You're very, very demanding, you realise. Oh. Yes, if I talk too much to the chat and I'm not patting you, you get jealous of the chat. Okay, alright. You're gorgeous. You're a good, fluffy research assistant, and you're doing excellently. I think... Yeah. Heaven forbid. The Fluffy Research Assistant is spending more time with me today, and I'm fairly safe in treating him very well, because, you know, everyone else has gone out, so he's had to spend the day with his papa. And he finds this both lovely, because I have facilities suitable for him here, and terrible because, you know, he has to share me with other people. He doesn't like that. He feels, you know... Hello, Quish. You feel you should be the centre of all attention all the time. Yes, you are. You are real. You are the centre of attention. Ooh, there's still some alive. They're off there. Right, and who do I take? Who do I... Well, for starters,
Your Majesty.
I need to send some of you to there to secure there against the Americans and other people. And you go to there.
Onwards for crown and country.
No. You can't keep doing this. You're not getting demand biscuits. You have to behave. I have to hold firm. For his own waistline, I have to hold firm.
Destroy them. Forward.
Do me a favour and conquer it's northeast Massachusetts, New Brunswick. I will probably be conquering those areas. Is there a specific reason you want me to conquer there today? Where do we think? There's really nowhere good. I would, if I was them, be using that wall or those buildings. Maybe those buildings in the forest over there, but they're over that direction, which is probably the worst place they could be. Okay. Position yourself there. You go to here. You gentlemen go and set yourself up behind this wall or this here. And you go deal them. Very brave, but ultimately very foolish action. Very brave, very foolish. Probably occupied by the French at this point in your game. Potentially. Or potentially occupied by me already. Because I took most of the French territories in North Africa and North America already. Yeah, please do. Guardsman, please ask a question. I think that is supposed to be in the name of the chat. Tips with an asterisk is what I've added in, because it's chill stream, history given on request, and tips with an asterisk. Basically, my tips might work for you, they might not. They work for me, but yeah. I don't guarantee they will work for you, because sometimes what works for me seems to not work for other people. Should probably get some water. Ooh, I'll mix myself some squash. In the fancy way. You two, focus on them. You gentlemen, you, the Grenadiers. I know exactly who I'm sending to deal with you guys. You think you're going to be able to enfilade the colonial militia, which you should probably be able to do. However, you're going to get the Grenadiers as well, because I'm evil. Were the Royal Navy and Army as hostile to each other in this time as the IJN and Army in the Second World War? And if not, how did the government react? The Royal Navy and the Army weren't as hostile to each other in this period. They weren't ever as hostile to each other. It takes a very special thing for the Army and Navy in Britain to actually be that openly hostile to each other. They can disagree. Basically, the period of greatest disagreement is before World War I. And that's when Britain has the greatest strategic discontinuation we've ever known. Combine that with the legacy of the Cold War period, where for political reasons there wasn't enough funding, but there was a desire to look like there was strong defence, so they decided to focus just on the Central Front, because that was politically the more important area. That's given us the impression of the British services as they sort of at being at each throat. But in this period, they had the fact that most of the wars were run through one office, in that whilst there was a Lord of the Admiralty, and the Admiralty were their own political department, the ministers were the ministers of the Crown, and if necessary, the whole organisation of these things could go back to, this is the orders of the King, do it. However, that still led to a lot of issues when it came to command and commander control of units in one Rangers to there, and one Rangers go to here, please. It led to some issues of command and control. This is one of the reasons why you have the Navy and the Army have to work out how to get on with each other, how to do the things they need to do. But the Navy does have an advantage. The Navy has a peacetime establishment, and the Navy still gets funding even in peacetime. Whereas the Army grows and falls depending on the time. Now, the more interesting thing is the Royal Navy basically adopts the Ordnance Board and the Royal Engineers, because they're the professional part of the British Army. And they're the parts of the British Army which don't buy their commissions. And they shamelessly use this to their advantage by making good relations with both those groups. So, yeah. It's never like it is between the Imperial Japanese Army and the Imperial Japanese Navy. It can get interesting, but never that bad. Come running up, please. Okay, so you have secured yourself behind a wall, which is a great position, and something I would normally be very impressed by. However, You haven't noticed what's happening around you, and you are trying to continue to hold this position. And you have got them. Please notice, to your left. Okay? To your left. We all noticed, to your left. Or, as Captain America puts it, on your left. It happens. It happens. But basically, the government bridged the gap when there were gaps by the orders they gave by the secretaries. Usually the Northern Secretary was the one in charge of wars and those sort of scenarios. But, they would all, if necessary, they could just recourse to the king. Was anyone surprised at that victory?
Undaunted, undefeated. Men!
I'm glad you weren't. Right, let's see. How much does it cost to... Oh, I still can't build a third rate. I could build another fifth rate. Would that give me enough firepower to get through here? They got flutes, they got 6 rates, and they got a single fifth rate. If I... Another fifth rate would not give me enough firepower to get through here. I need a third rate. So I'm better off investing my money in growing my money, aren't I? I'm better off investing in making more money. And perhaps in diplomacy? Can I open request a trade agreement? Technology. I'd like your spinning Jenny. And I'd like that as well. And I would like to give you... Oh, I'll just give you everything. Just see what that does. I will happily give them that for a trade agreement. Because that will boost my trade coming into here. Hopefully that boosts my economies. Yeah, that's all good. Go check out this one. Does it still need to be exempt from tax? No, it doesn't need to be exempt from tax anymore. But here comes the Inuit nation, who I'm at war with, apparently. Remember that, I'm at war with them. They're sending an army of 5 units. Sugar, I've got 2 good units there. I'm going to need to do something about that at some point. I am going to need to do something about that at some point. You,
You're humble, sir.
put into there. Right, what can you guys do? You're a fairly decent army. Okay, I need to sort out some finances, don't I? I need to sort out the finances. This guy has a trait general. What's his trait on? Confident general, happy drinker, bloody, drill master, hero of the army, soldier from birth, barber and aide de camp. Barber's pies are my second passion, after a well-presented and properly bled client. Yeah, that's odd. Guys, I was just surprised at how much faith they had in that wall. Yeah, they did have a lot of faith in that wall. No. I don't know. What it is to have a, you know, seriously. You want to, if you are going to be, you know, you must have done something amazing in life. If you believe in reincarnation, to come back as a dog, especially one of the really well-treated ones, that must be one of the best things to be reincarnated as. Oh, good. A Protestant missionary has been recruited. That's good. Alright then. I need to send you to there. Love the mugshot of the governor. Hello. Are you taking over? Is that it? Are you taking over? You decided you're going to run things now. Oi. Oi, Gary. Do you want to come on? Is that it? Oi, 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 up you come. Up you come. Alright. Good boy. Good boy. You are absolutely certain you're a lapdog. I don't know. Oh. Absolutely certain. Yes, the FRA always does run things. Let's put some money into growing stuff. I think I need some more. I need to raise some more troops than I over here, especially. They Inuit haven't crossed yet, because otherwise I'd see them. I'd love to get a wall. I don't need cavalry. If I'm going to just hold it, I need infantry. And if I can raise some infantry there, and recruit you guys back up to strength, that should be enough to hold that. Because if I can have 3 regular infantry units and 3 colonial infantry units, that should hold it against most comers, because I should be able to double infilade. And by that I mean I should be able to use those units to basically cover each other to the point at which anything gets beaten back. I could put a church school here. That would be an interesting flying arrangement. Let's go see. What's the American army? Seems to be marching. Good. I think they're coming for the Protectorate. They are coming for the Protectorate. Look, they've got 3 different sets of troops coming. Each one has 1 professional and 2 non-professional formations in it. So that's kind of accurate. The general's off here. Now, there's their most professional army. I think that's the territory I've got to take for you, haven't I? You know, Icy Denman? I think near northeast Massachusetts. That's Michigan. No, that's not that. That's not Massachusetts, is it? Alex, remember your geography from from Railroad Tycoon 3. Remember your American geography. You've built railways all over this. Ah. Oh, hello. Oh, good lord. Yeah. Oh, thank you. Hello. I love you too. Can I? Oh. Hey. Hey. You okay, your fluffiness? I can't reach the camera, so you can't see his head. When you find, just go a bit further main, just go a bit further west. Okay. Ah. I think it's this area then, sort of scenario. Yeah. I can go for these. Don't worry. East. We'll have a look around. Alright. Ooh. The Americans have left Philadelphia without any troops in it. Oh, America. Yes, I'm at peace with you, but that's your major thing. Without that region, you have no admiralty. Without that region, you have nothing but limited construction capabilities. That's not necessarily the smartest move you could make. Luckily, I am currently concentrating on rebuilding my forces. So, ministers. All those are being blockaded. No, this is the one thing I always found annoying about this game, that it basically decides it's going to go through that trading port and that trading port only. It won't go through that trading port or that trading port when that one's blocked. That's Pittsburgh. Oh. Right then. You enjoying yourself? I'd love to be able to move the camera just a bit, but then the dog would probably go, no. But then you could see what he's doing at the moment, which keeps nudging the mouse. Right. Leave. That should help the finances. I've constructed things which should be helping the finances. And I've got more trade agreements going. Okay. Let's go to diplomacy. You are not getting Scotland. And I do this entirely out of desire to stop... Oh, thank the Lord. Which should allow me to build some fifth rates. Where is the sea route on there from them being... That's not being done there. None of those Americas are being blockaded. So it must be somewhere in here. So where are the little pirates? There's no pirates there. No pirates there. Russia being blockaded. Prussia being blockaded. That does bother me so much. America. Ugh. Sugar is being impacted. So someone's obviously blockading one of my sugar ports. And oh, there's the pirates. Okay, you've got galleons and things. Again, I'm going to build third rates and come fuel, but I'm just going to hopefully get some money. If I move this camera just a tad, you might see it when the young Fluff starts his begging routine. Yes! I've got enough money to order third rates. It was worth getting peace with the French and giving them the technology to get the third rates. I want an Admiral's flagship. I want a third rate. That's going to start off the order of third rates. Yes. And that's going to build up a fleet which I will then go and deal with other problems with. What have... You guys have done nothing but withdraw. That's fine. There is someone plotting behind me, just note that, okay? Before anyone starts thinking that I'm looking a bit weird, that's because I know and I can feel the plotting going on behind me. It might be fluffy, but it is plotting something. How go the Americans and their conquest of... They haven't formed up their army into a single organisation. They've got him together, him there, them there. They're being very slow about taking the Carolinas. Newfoundland does now have a church school, and yeah, they now have some very interesting troops. Ministers, tax levels are good, trade is good. Trade with Austria is being blockaded a bit, but I will sort that one out in a bit. It's being blockaded by the Prussians, who frankly I ain't gonna bother by. Where does the French Navy come from in terms of their actual military fighting ability? It comes from, of course, Brest. Speaking of Brest, by the way, there's now going to be a video scheduled for the 23rd of... Well, it is scheduled for the 23rd of March, which is all about blockading Brest, and that's going to be that week's live. Because, honestly, there is just so much interesting history, and I was reading a book recently about it and just thought, you know what, I'll do a whole live and a whole long patrol about that week. Because I wasn't sure what to do on the 23rd of March. Because often I look for topical things which happen on that sort of day, which are sort of topical and mildly obscure when I have a live which is not which is on a day which just doesn't have patron, etc. But no, Brest is what I've gone with. Ah, you've turned up. I knew I should have been paying attention to you. Yeah, well. Great Parliament, 15% bonus. Is it worthwhile me doing for a moment? Not at the moment worthwhile, probably. But that and that would be worthwhile. As would that, but I actually have to go over here, don't I? And I have to start fixing up armies. So I can do some fighting back, because you guys need to be rebuilt. Because he's going to come for you at some point, and then we're just going to have to fight him. It's not going to be intelligent for him to come for you, but that's what he's going to do, because he's like that. And you guys need to be rebuilt. And that should do... Let's get you guys onto rebuilding structure. Yeah, you're there, which is not great for you, but it's fine for me because they're there. Okay. Poodle is so hungry he thinks this is food. A, you've just had your dinner. B, that's cables. Not food. Leave you guys there. He could be about to make a dive for that. He could be, but I can't really do any more at the moment. Someone's gained a secret policeman. Ooh. That's nice. But naval recruitment means that I'm one turn away from having third rates. I'm one turn away from having third rates. I can field a decent battle line. No, I do not control India at the moment. I haven't gone for India yet because, unlike my normal strategy of die for India and ignore everywhere else, I've decided to ignore India and actually play North America this time and actually see if I can do sufficiently well in North America. I thought it'd be a good one. Ooh. Naval recruitment. Let's take some more third-rate ships of line. Order another 2 of those. Trade route rated. That's cute. Trade route rated. By you and you. None of you are declaring war on me, are you? The only ones I'm at war with are the Spanish. Diplomatic relations. Let's... Oh, I wonder if I can get a trade agreement with France. I don't want to give them that. I don't... Let's just send a proposal. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Request peace. Request trade agreement. Technology. Let's offer you that. No, you are not getting anything. No territories at all. Lower Louisiana is more likely to be given to you than Scotland, but that's more likely than basically that's saying. Oh, I don't know. It's the equivalent of me saying it's more likely I give you that than I, you know. Recruitment. Ooh. Let's recruit one of you down there.
Immediately.
And
Men, forward.
Anything more?
Forwards for crown and country.
I wonder how this is going to go. Anyone want to guess? All men are liable to err. Most of the men are, at many points. True. Let's keep you all together, but yeah, let's pick our formation. Let's add you into it. Yeah, that'll do. Ooh, I appear to be the other side of the ridge line than I was beforehand. Where should I position myself? I always love the way there are wolves in this game, and you sort of hear them howling and go, Oh, what do you know? A fence line. Just in case someone decides they're going to try and take the flank. I have had reinforcements arrive. That may or may not be a good thing, considering where those reinforcements might be coming from. Wow, that is probably going to be useful. Right then, what should I do with you, gentlemen? I'm going to position you here for a moment. And we're going to see what we can do with you in a bit. Because you're all making your way slowly in my direction. And I would like to link up with him, but I'd also like to cause you the maximum discomfort possible. And the maximum discomfort possible is probably going to involve me being very naughty with that infantry unit. What do we think? I'd hope to trounce them, considering the numerical odds. There is a side of me which sometimes goes, why do I insist on making myself play all these bit of battles when I could just auto it and win? But really the answer comes because I consider that not quite cheating, but, you know, definitely not the most honourable thing to do. You get behind the wall. You're behind the wall. So that gives you some protection to your front. Not to your flank, but they don't appear to be noticing your flank. So I think you... I will move into here as well. Very brave cavalry they have. And they have good artillerymen when they're allowed to be good artillerymen.
Reporting.
2 more guns coming up. You guys are currently standing there taking bombardment. Manfully, but you're taking bombardment. So, how am I going to do this? Well, you're slowly coming out. Do I let you come to me and think that my colonial infantry there is a weak side, and forget to remind you that I've got a whole load of Hessian troops coming in on that side, and I've got the Rangers bedded down in here? Or... You run. The enemy general is dead. Yeah, that is the other problem with it, autoing it. They're coming up very slowly. It's almost as if they just remember that they are actually fighting in foreign territory, so therefore they need to attack me, because if they don't attack me, it could be an auto win for me. You gentlemen prepare to hold this completely unsubstantiated wall. This wall is no defense at all, but you will hold behind it, okay? Man the wall! Limber and Infantry, advance to take this position. Oh. They will be losing slightly because they thought they were going for a nice easy run, and then they found out they weren't. You gentlemen, cavalry, please go do me a favour and make sure the chief's bodyguard die. Okay. Please don't take this the wrong way, but this is advice. If you are a warrior society, do not run against grenadiers under any circumstance. Grenadiers are big. They are chosen to be big. This means, as a rule, they are very nasty. I prefer them to cease to have artillery. Enemy general dead would be great, but ceasing to have artillery is more beneficial to me right now. And if they have a general, they'll stick their army together. Why am I promising men extra? I've tried that before in this game. That works on naval forces. It doesn't seem to work on these. Go take them out. Just do what you do best, okay? See what I mean about grenadiers not being good for a warrior society? You get Gatling guns in the game. You do get, I think, pickle guns, which are sort of early proto Gatling guns. I seem to remember I've had pickle guns. That's not helpful, General. Stop trying to draw. Especially when I'm winning the battle. Admittedly, I did leave you unattended. That is on me. That is on me more than you. I prefer to have won the battle before my general clears the field. Just for the point of view of, you know... Yep. Still counts as a heroic victory because the general hasn't run away.
Victory and victorious.
I see, gentlemen. Really? I think they killed everyone with them. Hello, Marga. makes sense, but they keep declaring war on me. This is the thing. I don't understand. They keep declaring war on me, and it's a case of... why? There are sensible people to declare war on. I am not one of them. When you are a native army, I have lots of troops. And now we have third rates. Oh, that's a far better navy than it was. Oh, that's actually a viable naval force. Well, let's see. How much money is Spain? Spain's making way too much money from just off my shore. They should not be allowed to make that much money. I do not like Spain making that much money from trading right past me. I am going to send my thirds after the pirates. As you can see, I've got 2 more under construction, and once they're all finished, then they're going to go deal the pirates. And I'm going to just keep building pairs of them. I have to make sure I'm earning enough money to justify it. But, you know. Iroquois. Ooh! Falmouth is besieged by the Iroquois. Well, that's not very sensible for them. You guys go deal with that.
Slaughter them!
Okay, so there is a sound button on here. If you want me to fight this battle rather than autoing this battle, please start firing, the cannons blasting on the sound button. Let's see, because this is going to be 17 troops versus nearly 800. In fact, exactly 800. You actually want me fighting on? Okay. Alright. Cannon blasting. Let's do this. Alright. Infantry, form into 2 lines. Nice and solid block. Artillery, you are both back at full strength, so get into the centre. There's lots of people firing the cannon. There's lots of people firing the cannon. Your job is to escort him and make sure he doesn't run away again. I am not surprised by your attitude, Icy Deadman. I am not. I have reinforcements coming. I have Firelock Arms Infantry and a 10th Regiment of Hessian foot coming as well. Okay, you gentlemen, and you, are also going to be General's bodyguard for the day. You have now all been nominated for what I must call the most onerous task of the day. Keep the General alive. Okay. We'll do that. Formation. You guys will form up somewhere along the line of this shape. Right then, infantry. Come with me, we're going to hunt cavalry with infantry. We're going to do exactly what you're not supposed to do, but actually works at this point. Because if the enemy is that short, you might as well do it. Keeping the 19th century flag officer equivalent out of trouble. Do you not like those troops? They're fire-locked armed citizenry. I have no faith in them at all. The Hessian unit is a really good unit, which I want to actually keep the experience of, so I don't want to lose them. So I'm going to rebuild them shortly. So that means I don't want them getting killed. So if I give those units to look after him, then he'll be fine, and no amount of cavalry dancing should probably get to him. Because I need him alive for the moment, because he's quite useful morale-wise, etc. for my troops. You know, and if I really want to be cruel, I'll go put the artillery up over here. And I might even... I will do something even more useful. I will move him to here. So that he's nice and, you know... But they're going to move slowly, and they're setting off after they've already set off. Right then. Pause. Enemy general already killed. Yeah, that's basically how you do it in that scenario.
Majesty? Immediately!
And that should be enough. That's got the tune them moving. Russia I'm at peace with, and frankly I don't care much about that fleet. It should, whilst it's capable, it's not in theory going to cause me much trouble. I have him now formed up there. This army is now looking very decidedly capable, and this army is not looking so capable. So let's go. Do what you really shouldn't do if you're a native infantry. Try and hold a badly defended position against a regular field army. So, was there a type of SAS back then? Rogers Rangers are probably the closest you'll get to it in this sort of game, but you can't use them in this game like that. It's kind of interesting. It's my dream would be that they reinvented Empire Total War, and instead of trying all the gimmicks that they've done with Rome Total War of the armies being raised up and fear in the move and all sorts of weird things that they've done with that you know, your army can magically become a navy and all this sort of terrible stuff. That they my dream is that they make it more like sort of a cross between Vicky Free, Crusader Kings Free, and Empire Total War with a massive map, so you can do some really good battles with it. I don't like the idea of having all my fights decided for me by a logarithm going, you have this many troops and your general's got this ability, so therefore you will win or lose. And you're sort of going, yeah, no, I could have won that because I know how the AA fights. It ain't good. Let's see, shall we? Shall we see if we can win this fight? By the way, if anyone is wondering what I'm drinking, because I'm not drinking my normal Iron Brew, it's mango and orange juice mixed with water. And the reason I'm drinking it is because my lovely sister, who I love dearly, bought a whole load and then found out she couldn't drink it. So as is traditional, as we all know, in that there is always one person in the family whose job it is to drink the stuff which other people, or eat the stuff which other people have decided they don't want to eat and they bought as extra. And in my family, that'd be me. It's my job to eat it. Hello, Garrus. You are on the Iron Brew sour beer again. I have heard good things about that from the family who do drink alcohol. They have said the Iron Brew beer is very, very nice. Hello, how are we all doing? Right, so if I was a Native American army trying to defend this pot, and I was here, if I was doing this, would probably hide myself in this dip over here, so that my artillery couldn't get you, and couldn't get me. You know, but I doubt they will do, but because of that likelihood and that possibility, I will arrange my artillery so they have a slightly better angle over there. Slightly. Not much, because I'm not going to unlimber them just yet. Keep you guys in the centre. And have you guys positioned here, just in case someone tries to rapid for the artillery. And what do you know, they haven't. Unlimber, because they set themselves up in the centre of the field. Just do your normal. You've got 9 guns between you. They formed their artillery into that, which is always nice. They built a defensive. Again, but if they put that at the mouth of up there, they could have dominated this field. Why they've just set themselves up in the middle of frigging nowhere? I do not understand this game sometimes. It's supposed to be on a decent level. Sometimes the armies will be really quite tricky, and sometimes I think the native armies especially suffer. I think they don't... The engine just doesn't give them the credit they deserve. So the artillery is now locked into firing that direction, so infantry, go that way. And cavalry, I'm going to leave you in the open, but I'm going to position you right behind the artillery. So everyone knows exactly what's going to happen to them if they try to engage it. I don't know. Canister shot anyone? That's pretty much my plan if they try and go for the artillery. Canister shot and then charge. And if you're wondering where I'm sending the infantry off to, as you notice, by using the line of route I did notice that I had, I'm going to be behind trees from their artillery the whole way. Then once I'm here, I'm out of shot from their artillery, and I can come down behind them and do nasty things to them in the way British infantry can do to people. And their artillery, helpfully, because it's been put into this defensive position with no protections, is trapped up there. Or they can charge after my infantry themselves. But they appear to be not doing that good a job of charging after my infantry. Rapidly into position, gents. Yeah, that wasn't a good thing to do, was it? They're in a wooded position. You're firing into the woods, they're firing out of the woods. They can see you, you can't see them. Another reason I picked this route. The moment they're out of cavalry supporting range... Yeah, this is not going to be pretty for you. Bye-bye. Right. Infantry, carry on your advance, please. Up to here. Ah. Cavalry that does what it's told. Have you swapped out the British ones for Prussians that Wellington preferred? No, they are colonial dragoons. You'll notice I only have one regiment of horse, i.e. traditional cavalry. The rest are all dragoons. Dragoons tend to come from, how do I put this, different families than the horse guards do. Horse guards tend to be noble families. Dragoons tend to be recruited people who came from middle class or lower families who could be taught how to ride a horse. And as such, tended to be slightly more controllable in the field because they tended to do what they were told. Now that should allow me to come... Yeah, this is not going to be pretty for you. Oh yeah, concentrate on them, will you please? Yeah. I've changed the canister shot, so when you guys get into range, you should be shredded. This is going to be interesting, but painful. See, the thing is, they are still orientated on this thing, and it's just not a good position to be in. Go take out the bowman. Thank you. I don't like stealth units trying to walk up on my artillery. However, I am doing quite an open thing, because if you might notice, enemy artillery, hello. Yeah, that's literally what you just let happen, virtually, barring one cavalry movement, unopposed. This works. Colonial Dragoons work as well. They work. It's one of those things. Now, once their artillery is suitably occupied, with the infantry literally leisurely walking down the hill behind it, and because they're in this thing, and because they set up their position so badly, they can't do anything about it. Who are you firing at? Yeah. Go on to regular shot and start firing. Now, you gentlemen, come take them out. Medicine men are going to go, and oh, yeah, the artillery appears to already have fallen, so how about you gentlemen come and take on the cavalry? Take off to fire at will, because I don't want you killing my own troops. You're very good artillery, but not fire at will, I won't. Actually, I'm going to put you onto canister, and then fire at will, so you fire, but only in ways which are going to actually protect you. By the time you fire, the cavalry is beyond you. You guys. Yeah. Will always suffers. But, you know, it's for the greater good that wills have to suffer. And it could be worse. If they are a will and they are also ginger, then they suffer doubly. And that is not gingerist. That is one of my best friends from school was called Will and was also a ginger. And every time that the teacher, when we were doing shooting club, used to shout, they used to say, "Fire at Will!" We had a choice of two Wills to aim aim the guns at as a joke, and it was never the Will who had blonde hair. It was always the Will who was ginger.
By the left, march! By the left, forward! Let me rest.
Now I'm going to do the investment in the York factory in the Northwest Territories now because I need to start earning some more money from that. The Dragoons were good troops. You are actually pretty much trapped there, aren't you? That's good. I will leave you trapped there because if you try to march out, you march straight into my kill zone, don't you? And what's left? There's just 2 units left. Okay, I'll leave that there. And go back down to Europe and check on the navies. One more. I've got 2 more third rates coming. Third rates. Ay, caramba. I should not be so pleased at getting third rates, but I will be. The moment they are in service, I then order 2 more with another admiral, and I start sending them out to deal with the pirates. How many vessels do the pirates have here? They have a fleet of 2, 4, 6, 7. So I need to send at least 7 ships, and they need to match in. And if they're all they've got 4 galleons, a fleet, and a sloop and a brig. So if I send out 4 third rates, I better recruit another 5th rate as well, because how many 5th rates do I have in here? I have one 5th rate. I do have another galleon. If I send the 2 6 rates, the 5th rate, and the 4 third rates, that's enough of a force to go. And I can maintain the interception of Spanish trade using the rest. Especially while I'm currently at peace with France. It's a gamble, but it's a gamble that will probably pay off. And where are the rebels operating from? The rebels are operating from Guadeloupe. So I should build up an army here and go and invade Guadeloupe, shouldn't I? Yes, that is what I will do. I already have an army down here which I could use to invade Guadeloupe. Excellent! All I need is to get a navy down there. That is fine. I will do this. I have an army to invade Guadeloupe with. I just need some more infantry in it, and I'll be fine. Right then. How's he doing? They're pretty... I could move them forward. Leave you 2 to there.
Ready and waiting for orders.
And... leave you, and you there, and you...
Hold
go into there. You and you head to here.
Any further orders?
And then we'll see which looks tastier, the Philadelphia or Iroquois. If I take out the Iroquois, then I don't have to fight that battle anymore. And I don't have them keep being a problem. But at a certain point, the Americans are going to attack me. But at a certain point, they're also not going to be much of a problem. Because if I can take out Philadelphia quickly, then that's their major source of the ability to produce professional soldiers. Especially if I can then march down and take Annapolis and Virginia. Because if I take those three quite quickly, that eradicates their ability to produce many line infantry. And yes, they have a governor's residence here, which enables the recruitment of yeomanry. They have all their line infantry over here. So if I can do the fighting whilst they're trapped over here, then their choice is to go south, attack New Orleans, which has a fairly decent army in it. Hello, Seneca Nero. Or to attack the 13 colonies, which is fine. They can go through these to attach St. Augustine in Florida, but that's really not going to bother me too much. They could go and attack up here, but again, the more they do that, the further they are driven away from their decent source of troops, which is over here. So anything I can do, if they're driven over there, that's fine. The further they go away from their source of troops. And eventually, I take North America. If I take North America, then I have money coming in. And then I go and take India, because that's the kind of guy I am, and also because that's a lot easier than trying to take the whole of Europe, because Europe is an absolute mess to try and take. I think I've only ever completed the challenge to take the whole of Europe once in a game. And to be fair, when I did it, it was because I managed to conquer North America surprisingly quickly and early, and then I actually conquered Europe coming up from India and this direction, instead of doing a cross-channel invasion. I literally conquered Europe in reverse from down here. Oh, that was quite funny. I literally had armies walking along North Africa, conquering along here from out there, and divided in three, one going north, one going up that direction, and one going along the northern shore of the Mediterranean. It was an interesting time. I had a lot of money at the time. I had a lot of navy. I do need tech to build first rates. Yes, you do need tech to build. So yeah, I realise sovereignty should be in service the first time. It was historically accurate, but to okay. So this is what the dry dock gets me. Now, if I go into the technology, research technology, and I go to Naval College. Naval College allows me all sorts of things, but what really helps me is if I get joint stock. No, that's joint stock companies. Bandana. I need a big dry dock. That's not that one. Global Trading Company. Modern University. No. Which one is it? Yeah, well, that's Naval Hospital. That allows me to build. That is quite useful later, but that doesn't give me first rates. It's Reform Naval Administration. No. Carronades. No. One of these, he says, one of these allows me to build first rates at a certain point. Because it's the next dock after this one which allows me to build first rates. So it's when I can get... Ah, yes, it's the steam engines I need. Which is in the industry tab. And when I get steam engines, I get the steam tridock, and then I can build heavy first rate, admiral's first rate, but also I can build HMS Victory. Steamships worth it in this game? Not really. They really aren't. They have some advantages. But basically it's a frigate. And tactically you can do some interesting things with it. Tactically you can. But honestly, if I have a good fleet of third rates, I can tend to beat steamships. Sovereign of the Seas is a good one. I do love the way they repeat that full bit of history here. They expected obsessively high standards of neatness and cleanliness, no suit and clipping. Do you know, the reason the Royal Navy was obsessed with cleanliness, and here's a history fact for free. The reason the Royal Navy was obsessed with cleanliness, because if you get disease on a ship, you've got nowhere for it to go. So cleanliness is the easiest way to prevent diseases. Now, yes, you can say steamships were an issue, but the Royal Navy dealt with it, and they worked with it quite happily. They worked with coal for over a century. There is an issue, yes, but this idea that the Navy was so obsessed with cleanliness it was terrible and they hated steam power because of it, no. Steam power, the problem was, it was actually until you got really the ironclads coming in that you had a problem. And, you know, one of the things I'm going to be talking about this week, because I'm on Tuesday, it's the HIF and the HUS. It's when ships of the line become steamships, and the conversions. You have to realise the Royal Navy had the most conversions of anyone. They did. And, you know, there is something like 112 steamships of the line built. And the Royal Navy accounts for about 70 of those. So it's a case of, yeah, they don't like them. They build more than almost twice as many as everyone else combined. But the Royal Navy don't like them. You can find more traces of British admirals complaining about them because they had more of them. So there was more reason for them to complain. For everyone else who had them, they were occasionally a novelty if they actually had them at all. One more and I can go hunting those pirates. There was a worry with fire on a ship, but they also knew how to deal. You have to remember, these are also the people who built magazines on ships, which they've been obsessed about fire control. If you go round Victory or any of the Age of Sail ships of that period, you'll find the lanterns and the lights for the magazine. They're in special alcoves, so that then there's no lit flame exposed to the powder. The Royal Navy is used to having special spaces aboard a ship to deal with the risk of fire or explosions, etc. in a ship. It's not something they hadn't already been dealing with and hadn't already been working around. It's something which is part of life. Yes, it's a learning curve getting used to these things. You have explosions. The trouble is when it happens at sea, it tends to wipe out the entire crew and the ship. And so you never learn why it happened, which can lead to all sorts of problems. But there again, to be honest, for the navies, that's been happening to them for a long time. Ships disappearing without any reason why. Someone is shooting the cannon. Hello. Sanrio found a cannon. Oh, by the way, so I don't get. I know Garius, if he's still alive, has told me that, you know, I don't notice necessarily when I'm being raided or anything like that happens. So in future, so that I know I'm being raided, I have it set up so that when I'm raided, music plays, and it's a very special tune I've picked that will play. And I hope a little video plays with it, but I'm not sure, because I may have set it up right, I may not have. Oh, good. I've got another missionary. Right then, where shall I send you off to annoy? Prussia. Prussia is attacking the 13 colonies. Their allies are Spain and France. Honestly, I'm going to decline, because, frankly, the 13 colonies are not that worth it to me. I know that's ahistorical, I know I should go to their defense, and honestly I would, but at the moment, I've just got my navy formed up to the level I can use it to do what I need to do with it. When I've got some more third rates, then I will come to your defense. When I've got some more. Right then. You two, go out to here.
Aye, aye, sir.
You. Take him, 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 and her. You are going off to North America to deal with pirates. That should be enough. I think that should be enough to do what I need to do. A 5th rate, 2 6th rates, and 4 3rd rates should be enough to deal with this navy, which is 4 galleons, a fleet, a brig, and a sloop. It should overgun them all individually. Yeah, the 13 colonies have kind of dropped down to a single province thanks to everything going wrong for them. That's the other reason I'm just not getting involved on their side. I can't be. They keep getting themselves beaten up. It's just yes, no. Stop it. It's basically is the point I'm trying to make. Stop doing that to yourselves. So we will take out the Iroquois next. I feel like finishing off that war, and there's no battles for me to fight at the moment. I've got no armies hanging around doing weird things. Well, there's always the Pueblo nations, but the Pueblo nations are very ahistoric in that they are both in the wrong place, and B, being absolutely terribly bad at tactical planning, which is completely ahistorical to them, because they're actually pretty darn good at those things. Can you get HMS Captain this game? No. Sadly. It doesn't go on late enough. Sadly. I also do not know how they're still alive, and I also don't know why the Prussians declared war on them, because honestly, where are the Prussians going to attack them? It's kind of like a case of that you're at war with the 13 colonies. That's cute. But what are you going to do about it? They've got both improved settlement fortifications and this whole chamber. And they're able to produce a fairly decent army if they want to. Forgot, I'm still at war with you, aren't I, Spain? Knew I should have taken Iceland. Now let's get the Navy to go sort that problem out. I don't know. And probably tack on a 5th rate to your construction. Just in case we need the extra ships. Was that the cannon from you lot? Or the cannon again? Well, yes. Pretty much it was quite sensible for the Russians to think, how do we deal with this? Because there was no way to deal with that. That was their major problem. There's no way to deal with that level of force. You know, you have the two of the largest powers in the world. They've just been having an arms race versus each other, and now they're at war with you, and you're sort of going, I'd rather you weren't. And it's kind of like this poor person, because, you know, the Iroquois, they started a nice war with me. They thought they had a chance. Everything was nice and peaceful for a little while. And they've been carrying out raids into my territory and thinking, well, we're winning, we're doing well. And basically that's because I've been economically quite weak for a while. And now I'm going to pummel them. Because I've got the economy sorted out. Peace with France does help. Even if I only consider it a short-term thing. Still at war with Spain, so plenty of territory for me to take that way. Always good to have that. Need to invest in some more financially lucrative things back here. Do I want that or that? That gives me more repression. And more. This gives me more tax and more repression, so I'm going to go with that. I need to fix that. And that's some investment. Right then, what else was I going to do? Oh yes, ending this war with the Iroquois. What have they got? None of that's going to be much help to them, but you know.
Sir, your orders? Siege them!
Continue siege for the moment.
Hide behind women's skirts.
No, they don't. They sensibly do not come out to fight you. I wouldn't come out to fight you at the moment either. Don't take this the wrong way. I'm making sure you have enough troops to win this fight. French peas. I'm not sure if you heard, Garrus, but I do now have a system of being alerted if there's a raid. So I should actually notice when people raid in future. Should. So let's see. We've got tribesmen, we've got medicine men, warrior society, medicine men, warrior society. Yeah, this is not a good mix to defend this place. Let's assault. I can do custom commands for people too. Ooh, I will have to look into that. I'm still getting used to the stream elements. I've managed to get about 3 systems set up, and I'm still looking at others. So, any advice on which stream element systems to go for from anyone, please send them my way. I'm always happy to get advice when I'm one of those people who is, it's a legacy of the dyslexia. I do admit that, you know, being dyslexic. in that you get used and comfortable with asking for advice when you don't know stuff. And it's something I noticed with a fair number of my peers who weren't. They just didn't understand the concept of asking for help. And I sort of used to look at them and go, but it's kind of obvious. You ask for help. You ask people when you don't know. But no, that tended to prove interesting with some of them. Let's see if I can form this up slightly more stably here. I'll add you into this. Why do we have these three at the front and the rest behind? That doesn't really work for me. So let's go with this, and this. Form you guys up into a 4. Yep, that's a 4. That's useful. You guys up into a 4. And you are in a nice 4 now. Also, put you in the middle. Your skirmishers. Thanks, Garrus. Yeah, that's the thing. There isn't really that many specialist shipping units in this game. There's a lot of specialist land units. For example, I've got one here, Rogers Rangers. I've also got the Grenadier Hessians. Who are all really useful units, but they are, to an extent, I put them up there. I wonder if I can put my artillery up here to fire down. I think I can do. And then anyone tries to come up here. What can I have up to protect you guys? Well, that's where I'm going to put my rangers. And down in there. So basically, you're not getting close to them because, in the nicest way, you will get mullered by infantry. And I will stick you back in your usual job of guard the general. You are now guarding the general. Admittedly, he's now got 24 troops, so he's slightly more protected than he was before. But yes, tribal auxiliary, your job, guard general. Ah, yes. Now you. Oof. So their artillery is positioned down here. Which is an absolutely terrible position to stick your artillery in. Can we all agree that? Absolutely terrible position to stick your artillery in. I think I'm going to move my troops. Start off with you guys. Number 3. Move off to about here, please. Number 2. Move off to about here. Number 1. Move off to about here. And General, move off to about here. all ones which are all of them start running. Now, the reason I'm going to do that is because, if you've noticed, their artillery is down in a dip here, and that means that can't fire anything on this flank. So their flank is completely uncovered as far as artillery is concerned. They've then got this artillery position here, but there is no real cover on this side other than the trees for me to approach through, which is where they have an advantage. So if I come over here, I can use the hills to my advantage to cover my approach, and then I can hopefully come at them from one flank and roll them up. That's my plan. But first of all, I'm getting into a defensive position because I'm fairly certain they're going to do something stupid like charge me. Hey, Garrus, I've been inspired by you. Well, my sister ordering too much mango mandarin. I am not drinking Iron Brew, I'm drinking something healthy. I know you drink tea rather than energy drinks. I'm drinking mango and mandarin juice mixed with water. So, about as healthy as I ever get. Although, it is still orange. So, you know, it keeps the theme of my channel, in that it's still orange. Let's see. Ooh. Melee. Melee. You. Bayonets fixed. Deal them. While I was getting a drink too, you cruelly attacked me while I'm getting a drink. And it's all this formation who are anchoring one of my flanks. But the thing is, the other formations do hold the line quite nicely. Now, again, if I was them, I'd be aiming higher. Now, admittedly, I've got my artillery up there, which could turn anyone trying to climb that hill into Swiss cheese. And I have got some very nasty rangers stuck around here, out of sight, just in case anyone tries to go round on the artillery and I can't quickly respond. But I think what it might be sensible to do is if I take my grenadiers up and I stick them behind my artillery, so that everyone realizes the artillery is more secure than it necessarily looks. So you don't necessarily charge through the artillery. You do realise this was a siege. You needed to hold position to win. Are you holding off two bands of warrior societies on your own? Because if you are, Rangers, you are worth your weight in gold. Would you mind shifting over to canister shot and taking them out? And you can also shift over to canister shot and take out them. Move forward a bit. The infantry appear to be holding their lines fairly nicely. Gentlemen, advance. So yes, I do have 2 sets, my whole, as yet untouched 29th and 25th Regiments of Foot, plus the 15th and 13th Regiment of Militia, who are frankly only one step above, let's be honest, Flintlock Infantry. But slightly more organised, slightly more trained, and they are now advancing. See what I mean about that artillery not being in a good location? It can't even stop the troops coming up to engage it, really. You're currently playing campaign as the Austrians. Yeah, they're usually pretty fun. I have to say, I have played the Warhammer one. A friend has it, not me. And I enjoy this more. I have to say, it's probably because when it first came out, for a historian like me, and this, you know, this was the first game I had which, along with Rogue Mode Total War, the Total War series, were the first ones which actually brought some level of historical accuracy. When I actually spent some money on getting historians and getting the opinions of historians. Now, gentlemen, do me a favour and go and take the city, will you? That is good. I don't know. This is a very polite form of warfare. Hello, Axel. How are you doing today? Let's bring up my teeming hordes of infantry to make sure this battle is well and truly decided in my favour. As usual, cavalry, even when they're your general, are pretty much useless when they're British. they do get themselves killed off rather quickly. Yes, I am playing as Great Britain, and yes, I am currently slaughtering Native Americans. Technically Iroquois, who did the most stupid battle plan I've ever seen, positioned their artillery the worst I've ever seen, and, yeah. It's just not fair, really. The game, I always think, it's fairly generous with the Indian armies, and sensible with them. It's absolutely furious with the European armies in that they are their capabilities. The American army, when they are professionalized, become absolute demons. But prior to that, they are pretty much in their colonial form, my militia, etc. They're almost pointless, and the native formations, they will go from being absolutely extremely capable cavalry, but terribly incapable infantry at the lower ranges. And it's a constant problem for them. It's just, and they will either array themselves excellently for ambush, in which case they will make you come to them, or they will just heroically, but pointlessly, charge you. They will heroically, but pointlessly charge you. And you just go, no. Currently, I am most of the way through conquering North America. And I've been very historical in that I've actually got a terrible navy at the moment. Which, for a naval historian, that's kind of, yeah, it's good that I've got most of North America. It's bad that my navy's suffered so. I've basically, in order to fund a decent army to do these jobs, I've had to sacrifice my navy. The enemy general is dead. Go back them up. Go back them up. I'll leave you two there as a deposit in reserve. Frankly, you guys should be dead. You're 28 versus, let's be honest, 160. Yeah, you guys should be dead quite quickly. It is actually. I managed to get away with it because everyone's name was being quite so terrible and not thinking about invading Britain at the time. So basically, I got away with not having a navy for a while, and then I didn't get away with having a navy because France and Spain were both blockading me, and my economy went through the floor because I was still a trading economy. So now I've had to build up a navy. But luckily I've got the economy to the point at which I can pay for the navy and still support the large army necessary for the conquest of North America. It isn't such a good idea to throw infantry units into an elite unit of elite native warriors. Yes and no. As a rule, I try to quickly get them dealt with, because if I can deal with them quickly... This was more about a speed thing. This was a... do it quickly, get it done, and then I can deal with other problems. Because my big problem is America has Philadelphia. And as we all know, the American army can start churning up to really good quality, as I said, very good quality in this game very quickly. So whilst I do control most of North America and have all the things around the outside, I do have an issue going on with the fact that they are building up a solid block in the middle. Yeah. So the Americans have got this section. They have got Philadelphia, Annapolis, Williamsburg, Tellico, and up here, Michigan Territory, and of course Niagara. And whilst I've got everything else, I need to get them dealt with quickly. So that's my criteria. Deal the Iroquois as quickly as possible, because they were attacking me, and because they were kept attacking me, I couldn't build up the concentrated naval power I needed to win against them. Or rather, a concentrated army power. And I've got a navy which is just about to pop out here, which will help me deal with the pirates, which will help me sort out some of my financial issues. As you can see, I've got trade interruptions with various people, which is not nice. So let's see. Also, diplomatic relations. Can I go to minor nations and can I get anyone to trade me? Denmark, please trade with me. Please trade. I'd really like to trade with you. I'll offer you this. No, okay. Italy, Venice, they're unfriendly, Denmark's just indifferent. Why is Genoa hostile to me? They're allied with Spain, but I'd like them to be allied with me. I don't know why they're at war with me. They're allied with the Pueblo nations, open nations. Request peace. Offer them a basic steam pump as a technology. They want the Confederacy. You've got to be kidding me. You have got to be. I do sometimes find the diplomatic allied as this sometimes just goes with no. Goodness gracious me. Let's see if I can get peace with you, because again this war is annoying me. Peace treaty signed with the Pueblo nations. That's good. So that means I can just rebuild this stuff without them hopefully attacking me. And I'll take out the Inuit, because obviously they won't go for peace. I got to take out the Inuits and the pirates and the Americans. My fleet has arrived. Okay, gentlemen. Sugar. You go down and deal with that. We'll run you later. No wonder you didn't want peace. You've got an army here.
Men, forward!
Right then. So what's your... We will see what he does. We will see what he does. Back to the UK. Navy. You reinforce there. Naval recruitment. What can I build? Can I build a third rate? Yes, I can build a third rate. I can only build one though at the moment because the finances have gone down. Okay, let's try and... Well, because I'm actually spending so much on ships. That's good. But that means I need to build up the income streams again. Admittedly, I'm not having the blockading issues that I have been having previously. And as I said, I'm going to deal with that blockading issue. Now, I think I will leave you and you there and take you back to
Ready
here.
and waiting for orders.
Put you on exempt tax rate for the moment. That's fine. I'm getting rid of you, mainly from the point of view that I'm going to need to change the religion. And yeah, I'll build you up there, and then I will use you to go and take Philadelphia. This is going to be interesting.
Let me rest.
It's supposed to be on hard. Not the hardest, but on hard. Oh, good lord. So, both of us have terrifying and spectacular power and wealth, but you want me to give you Newfoundland in return for flying shuttle, government by consent, advanced irrigation, seed planting and drill, and why? No. Our counteroffer. You can have that. Okay. So, I'm going to defend this myself. Because I think I might actually win it if I defend it myself. I might. I have a theory the computer wouldn't. So, I need to hold this settlement. Basically, I need to survive to win. They have one portion of artillery. They have a whole load of troops, though. I know what I'm doing with you guys. Okay, those two are firmly on my side, so I can position them.
Double line, 3. Lightweight. General stop.
Right, one of you cannot form square, but the four of you between you can form a square. And if I position you in here, then their artillery will have to knock down properties to get to you. Which it will do, but that will take time. And if I'm correct, remember my experience of dealing with the Inuit before, they're not exactly the most patient of soldiers. No, they're not the most patient of soldiers. They're already advancing forward and their artillery hasn't even fired. And in terms of targeting, let's go down to the artillery. I know it has the magical power of AI of the computer, but can we all agree that is singularly the worst place to stick your artillery if you want to support against my troops, who are over the hill? Because you have to go over that hill, come down, and down into the town. And once you get into the town... Hello. We're waiting for you. You guys can't form square, so if I get rid of you and group you lot into the square, into the property formation, then I do that. And then it becomes kind of an interesting scenario for you. I think you're actually moving your artillery. Oh no, even worse. You've abandoned your artillery and you've got your artillerymen coming forward as badly trained infantrymen. Who's in charge here? I want to make sure he stays alive while I'm killing you all. Probably it's going. Oh, it's a chief bodyguard. Yep. Oh, yeah. This is going to be painful for them. So, my flank now on one side is secured by the fact that I have a property, which is held by 120 colonial militia. Now, that should mean that when they try and attack down this axis, they're going to get divided between the properties and run into me firing a lot of shrapnel. They do have good range on their guns. They're actually using the native artillery. Well, that's a pointless waste of your artillery. This is going to be an interesting fight. This will do terrible things to the property prices immediately, but let's be honest, in a few years what will happen is once enough time has passed, then everyone will be very pleased to stay there because, you know, there was this historic battle there. And so it'll be a great place. This is the exact kind of fight they didn't want to get involved in. Oh, my general's died. That could be problematic. Okay, well, I'll have to retake that. Annoying. Knew I should have had a general on a horse so I could get them out of there, to keep them from killing themselves. What is it about generals and killing themselves? Right. So, infrastructure, we need a road running through here, definitely. We need to fix this, so that's working. We want you to work. You to work, so we start getting some money out of you. And anything else we want to do? Nope, nope, nope. So let's go build some troops up here, and we'll have to go and recapture it. So we'll build a navy up here, a little fleet up here. Can I recruit some? I can recruit decent troops here, so I will recruit the army here. Oh, caramba. Just annoying. Just annoying. The general goes and gets himself killed. Oh, Galway's emerged. Hello, Galway. What should I turn you into? Let's see. What is religion? They are nicely Protestant now. That's helpful for me. Ahistorical and completely bad immorally, but, you know, it works for me. So I'll want to put probably some workshops there, because it'll make some more money, won't it? Yeah, I'll put some workshops there, because that'll make most money. Gentlemen, go to there.
Place of learning and culture.
Yes, I know. And I should probably convert Oxford into another one, but, you know, at the moment I've left it as a divinity school because I've been using it to keep Scotland and Ireland sorted out. Why are you costing me so much money? You're Scotland. Your regional wealth, 48 months till Dundee becomes available. And what we have naval recruitment-wise going on. You are 2 away. Now, I have a naval battle coming up, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, I do. But not that soon. I have actually only got one general in North America at the moment, so I should probably have a second wandering around just for the sake of just survivability, and having someone to actually form an army up and around. Northwest Territories, I've recruited a gentleman. Ah, gentlemen, go to here. So, I need recruitment, I need an army, I need to recruit a general. And I'll take you, and you. And you can go down to there. And then they'll form up. Port blockaded, trade route blockaded, that's lovely, lovely. I'm not going to divide my effort because I need to get rid of him first.
Prize, boys! Think of the prize!
Alright. This is where Garrus is going to tell me off repeatedly if I leave the ships on auto fire while I'm concentrating on one battle, isn't he? And keep saying auto firing is for the French. Right then. Now, third-rate fun. let's go to the front and look at my admiral's third rate. Can we see an admiral on her? See some marines. Although they look more like Spanish in their dress than they do Royal Navy. They look more like Spanish soldiers than they do Royal Marines. And the way their tunics have been made up. You can't see an admiral on the deck. You need to have some with gold braid, preferably of short stature, walking around, giving instructions. But, no. Okay. And deployment. Now, I've got the fire at will still on at the moment, but I'm going to take that off on the Admiral's flagship in a bit and start running the whole battle through the Admiral's flagship. Crack on the sail. You guys all sort of have gone weird. Yeah. Okay. You gentlemen, I'm now going to be sorting this out through you. Fifth rate. Keep going. Keep going. Don't you dare surrender. I've been looking forward to having third rates for ages. I'm not losing this battle. How many of you are trying to board me at once? Okay, you two. Remaining ships. You should have left this computer. You. Protect your colleague. You, stop surrendering every 5 minutes. I have one set of third rate which has not surrendered or done something stupid.
Sail!
That's freaking annoying.
Set sail! Jump to it!
And proof that you should never handle a fleet on a game like you would in real life. Because the fleet in real game will do weird things. I'm going to end up needing you to bring you guys out here to deal with that. Or alternatively, I do it without ever fighting the battle.
Ship shape and wrist.
Yeah. Really isn't. I know what happened there. It was my own fault. I should have kept the squadron instead of allowing the squadrons to separate, and therefore I should have kept them together. We've got a 5th rate to deal with the 5th rate. We've got let's attack. East Indiamen together as a group. 5th rate, 6th rates as together as a group. Just keep them in one group and keep them together and don't allow them to break up. Could do that. Let's see. Let's play according to game rules rather than according to real life. Tell to the Board of Inquiry I will do. Right then, so that's a galleon, 4th rate ship line. They've only got 12 guns though, so you from there go take him. You from there go take them. You from there go take them. Actually, you go take them. You go take them. You go take the brig. You go attack him as support for the Eurofend. And you are the only one I don't think I've got to give an orders to, so you go to attack him as well. Support for your friend as well. I should have just detailed off targets and let them go at it. Not sure what you're off to do, but you know. What are you three doing as ships doing? I think you've got targets to go engage. Currently, the East Indiamen are fighting the battle for you. I gave you a target. I'm not sure why you've sailed off all the way over to there. 6 rates. Right. Go. 6 rate. Go. Thank God, here comes back the 5th rate, but seriously. What was that? What were you three off doing? Seriously, what were they off doing? That was also one thing which used to annoy me and still does annoy me with this game, is that there is... How do I put this politely? Sometimes your ships absolutely go nuts. Okay, get the fire under control, gentlemen. Okay, this is the point which you normally see some fire parties dealing with things, but you know, I have a feeling my 5th rate is going to blow up momentarily. I think my 5th rate might have got the fire under control. And yeah, we might be going to win this one. And in future, we're just going to have to do it this way, aren't we? We're going to have to do it as if it's in individual units fighting each other, because the game seems to like that. And I do realise individual control of the firing and all sorts of things you can do, and I will be doing. But enemy admiral killed. That doesn't surprise me. Close victory. I wouldn't necessarily call that the closest victory known to mankind. I'm going to use that money to build more 3rd rates. Naval recruitment. I need another admiral. And I need more 3rd rates.
Aye, aye, sir.
You. Take the 5th rate with you. Can you go straight out? Will there be a... Hopefully there will not be a Spanish a fleet waiting to intercept. No, hasn't done so far. So. Okay. We have you doing that. And I think I'll be able to take you. And train all you up. Oh yeah, train you up as well. We'll recruit some more units as well down there, because what we're going to do is we're going to deal with the pirate problem once and for all. We're going to go and eradicate their states. Saves me having to fight their navies. Which apparently my troops are unable to do efficiently. Or effectively. Go away. And get rid of the communal farming. Oh, good lord. It's never going to make me any money here. And I need to make money to pay for all these soldiers. Ooh, new towns emerged in England. That's useful. I'm not at war with anyone weird at the moment. My major fighting and my major opponent and war is the pirates. Which I will get revenge on by taking all their cities. I need some better admirals. Mm-hmm.
Yes, Your Majesty.
Right. And deployment. You're going in to take him. And you're going in just to pass. Let's bring in a grape shop. No, she's not winning. This is going to be a chasing game, isn't it? You've done a variation of my own maneuver. Come in, fire, and then run away. Your entire thing is based on speed. Let's have one chase you and one cut you off. Let's see if this works. One chasing, one cut off. I think you might be finding you're racing into something. Do you think you might have lost? That wasn't really a heroic victory,
Rule the
but it
waves.
was an effective one.
Orders, Captain.
Right, so, yeah, I cannot promote an admiral this time on these ships. That's annoying. Do I want anything else? No, that'll do. I want that back, and I will get that back. So I will need a little navy to be built. Might as well build it here if I'm going to be coming from here anyway. Fix that. You two are going up to join this formation, which is going to be headed by him. You guys are going to go back to there.
Your Majesty.
I want you to go to there. I want you gentlemen to go into here. Oh, Karan.
I am resting.
Sometimes this game, seriously. Alright, I have 5 minutes more to get some of my objectives done before I have to go, because I have another live tonight on YouTube where I'm doing book reviews. And I have to, before I can go for that, I have to, before I can do that between now and then, I have to walk a certain set of fluffs.
Orders. On our way, Captain.
Oh, there are rebels up here. That's good. And the army up here is not that massive, but proficient enough. Then I need to take something with me fairly efficient.
Your Majesty.
You go to there.
Forward.
You go to there, and you... I want some some them, and I want some colonial, and I want some rangers reinforcing you. You, on the other hand, navy, no navy, an army. Yep, you should be enough.
Forward.
So, pirates. Pirates. Pirates at war. That's their naval base. Their major one, and that's their other capital there. Let's take the navy to here, I think.
Sail. Any orders?
I thought so.
Run out the gun. Prepare for battle.
Oh, we'll solve this, won't we? So basically the plan is to rapidly take all the pirate zone territories, watch the pirates disintegrate because they have no infrastructure, which is actually kind of how the Royal Navy actually dealt with it. There's always these discussions about how piracy was dealt with. The basic answer is always the same. Took away their infrastructure base and then they had nothing left. So they're over here. They should be over here. I want my artillery here, unlimbered, and unlimbered here. So you to fire down that side, and you to fire along there. And then you'll, I'm going to go for the oldie trick of mass infantry advance. Nothing subtle. But where are you? Oh, you formed up over there. That's great for me. Apparently my general is my artillery unit. Woohoo! Thank you. You shall limber up. You shall stay in position. You see there's a star next to them? The general's in charge, the artilleryman is in charge, which is a good thing. If you look, there's a long period of history where whenever the British Army is looking for senior officers to lead their formations, they look at the artillery and the engineers. Why? Because everyone else you bought your commissions. In the artillery and the engineers, you had to actually pass exams. So as a rule, the artillery and engineers were fairly proficient. You're limbered up. Good. And you are firing at them. Seriously, why did you position yourselves all the way over there when the town you've got to defend is the one there? A pirate mob is coming to fight me. For a mob, they look curiously well drilled and in line. In my experiences, mobs don't tend to be quite so well drilled. And, you know, look at that. He's got a sword, he's holding it up in a proper position. They've got flags. You know, this doesn't look like a mob to me. It's almost really rude to call it a mob. Admittedly, they are 240 troops marching against 720, but we'll leave that to one side. Quickly get you two in position. Let's see how they're going to behave, because I have a feeling they're going to go against the Centre Four and they're going to leave these two free to wheel on them. They have done. So nice when you do that. Trying to cover it, but enemy general killed. This doesn't somehow surprise me. got that, and it is now 5 o'clock. So what I will say is, I will see you all next week, and I will where I will avenge the loss of my shit and my third rates, which I was so excited about. And then in battle, I let them down because I wasn't actually thinking about them behaving like ships in the game rather than ships in the thing. Now I have to work out, because I know my friend Garrus does this a lot. So I have to work out, how do I raid someone else's stream to give you all somewhere nice to go? Because I realise there is something here which allows me to do that, but I don't know where it is. So I need to try and figure out where to raid. I will see. I will see when we're done. How do I raid? Still can't figure it out. I could be. Hang on. Chat highlight settings. Chat settings. Nope. Completely missing the button. Raid channel. Hello. Yeah. Let's look for another strategy game. I can't find that. Empire Total War, anyone? In English? Now, there is someone playing Ultimate Admiral Dreadnought. A couple of them. So I think we'll try and raid them. There's someone called Sake0324 who looks interesting, who's playing All-Round Dreadnoughts. I've never watched them before, but it looks like they're playing something fun. So they are certainly designing something cool. So I will start a raid and say, thank you very much for watching. Doodles. And let's save this while I am, and so I don't lose it. Toodles, everyone.